Jose making his 19th start of the season, 8-6. That ERA right at 3.5.
Perdomo aboard with a leadoff walk.
Corbin Carroll back from the All-Star game, his first ever. Still holding. Corbin hits it up the middle. It goes through Bichette at shortstop. Perdomo takes the turn, falls over, and he's a dead duck. Now, Geraldo tried to put the brakes on. Corbin sneaks into second, but the Blue Jays get the second out.
And it's a runner at second, 2 down now for Christian Walker, the first baseman, and the runner's going, and they got him! A diving block there by Matt Chapman, looking like a defenseman blocking a shot. As he dives in the path of the runner, Barrios kept his cool and threw to third.
Rookie right-hander Ryan Nelson, 5-5 in 18 starts over the first half of the year. He's facing the leadoff hitter George Springer.
George Springer's going to lead it off, swing at the first pitch, and knock it into center field for a base hit.
Here is the Jays' best player, Bo Bichette. There goes Springer. Fastball right by Bichette. The throw is a great one, and that's the strike him out, throw him out. Gabriel Moreno is back in town.
Fastball, four-seamer. He threw that one from his knees, Benito Santiago style, to throw out Springer at second base.
Brandon Belt, his first year with the Blue Jays. The DH threw the fastball by him at 97.
Finally gets him a 13-pitch at bat before he strikes him out. No score at the end of one. An interesting moment for sure for Gurriel after spending 5 years here as a Blue Jay.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Sends one to center. He's hit it pretty well. Kiermaier is back and has room right in front of the fence to retire Gurriel for the second out. So Longoria at first, 2 down. Here's Jake McCarthy, the right fielder. Bouncer back to the mound, and a nice defensive play by a guy who can really help himself defensively in Jose Barrios. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., home run derby champion. And Blue Jays fans, Joe, are hoping that Monday night was a sign of things to come in the second half.
I think for a guy like Vladdy, it can only help him. And some of those balls we saw him hitting off John Schneider, he gets that little gather, and there's no rush to what he was doing. Of course, everything's slowed down coming from a batting practice pitcher.
He drives it to left field, and do you believe it? His first at bat after winning the home run derby is a home run, and it's 1-0 Blue Jays.
Well, the unsung hero in the home run derby may have been John Schneider with the way he was throwing to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but he teed off on this slider.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the first home run derby champion ever to hit a home run in his first at bat after winning the home run derby. So now the first at bat for Dalton Varsho against his former team.
Chance for Marte, dropped the ball, and everybody's safe. Cattell turned towards second, thinking double play. And now the Blue Jays have the bases full.
1 down now, and here is Kevin Kiermaier. Chapman at third, Merrifield at second, and Varsho at first. Change up there that he sends to center. Thomas setting up to make the catch. This will be plenty deep enough. Oh, and now Merrifield gets caught. The run will score as Chapman is in, but Merrifield got caught in between, and that'll end the inning.
Brings up the 9-hitter Alec Thomas. Swing and a miss. And right on cue, we haven't spent enough time talking about that guy, Jose Barrios, and what he's been like for Toronto the last couple of turns of the rotation. Geraldo Perdomo, 1-1. Popped him up, shallow in center. Bichette goes back. In comes Kiermaier, calling Wade Bichette, making the play to retire the side. 1-2-3 work turned in by the Toronto right-hander Jose Barrios.
Here is George Springer, who singled to lead it off. Here's that elevated four-seam fastball from Ryan Nelson, something that Brent Strom is always on him to continue, and he gets his third strikeout.
Runners at second and third. Vladdy again.
Broken bat up the middle. Marte coming home. Moreno's got him as they cut down Bichette at the plate.
Oh, a nice play on both ends right there. Great tag by Moreno. Nice play by Marte to make a good throw over to the plate.
There have already been 5 runners lost on the bases in this game. 2 by the Diamondbacks and 3 by the Blue Jays.
So now he's got to grind against Merrifield.
Fly ball to left, and Corbin Carroll is there, and the Blue Jays will leave the bases loaded here in the third. They still lead 2-0. It'll be a double for Marte, and here's Corbin Carroll. Bouncer to first, and Guerrero will make the play himself for the first out as Marte comes to third.
Less than 2 outs gives their big bopper a chance to drive him in from third base and Christian Walker.
0-2, that's in the dirt. It skips away from Jansen. Marte's going to score, and it's 2-1. on a wild pitch from Berríos.
Take him any way you can get him.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and he got him a little changeup in under his hands as Berríos strikes him out to retire the side. But the Diamondbacks have their first run of the night. The Blue Jays now up 2-1.
Ryan Nelson faces former Diamondback Dalton Varsho to lead off the Blue Jays fourth. Varsho sends it out to Corbin Carroll. Corbin in pursuit to the track, to the wall, and he's got it. Corbin Carroll runs it down in left field for out number one.
As good left fielders do, and Varsho's done it to many hitters. Carroll took extra bases away.
Evan Longoria ripped up the left field line, and that is a fair ball. Checks up about halfway off the chalk, off the retaining wall. Varsho's got it. Good throw towards second. Then tagged down by Merrifield in time to get the out. What a play once again by Dalton Varsho. He does everything fundamentally sound. The 0-2 to McCarthy. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Berríos.
So Pete Walker out to the mound with runners at second and third, 2 down. And the Blue Jays up by just a run here. Geraldo Perdomo is going to be the batter. And a fly ball lifted to left center. Varsho is there, and Berríos gets out of it, stranding a couple of runners. 2 on Blue Jays top 6, and Jose Berríos is back on the mound, and he got him. Great run back over the inside corner. Marte kind of nodding his head in appreciation there as Berríos gets him.
7 hits for the Diamondbacks. Carroll 2 for 3.
John Schneider is on his way out to the mound. Well, he's taking the baseball. That's it. Berríos is out of the game after 5 1/3, and a guy who doesn't usually show a lot of emotion, but seemed to be a little bit unhappy getting taken out of the game here in the 6th inning. So first and third, 2 down for Longoria. Got him. And Longoria strikes out, and a couple of runners stranded.
Gabriel Moreno, #1 prospect with Toronto, an offseason trade that got Dalton Varsho in a Blue Jay uniform.
Moreno hits a fly ball, backs up Springer in right field. Gabriel Moreno ties the ball game back in Toronto. It carried over the head of George Springer, and it's 2-2. Well, in the return to Rogers Center, Gurriel nearly hit one out earlier, and Moreno takes one out the other way.
So first and third, 1 out for Brandon Belt, who is 2 for 3 tonight. Grounded to second. And they can't turn 2 as Perdomo comes up hobbling, and that will get the go-ahead run in for the Blue Jays.
Chapman 2 for 3, couple of singles.
2 on, 2 out.
That's a fair ball. Biggio in to score. It's an RBI double for Chapman, and it is 4-2. Now Whit Merrifield, who is 1 for 3, had an infield hit back in the second. Line to right, and that's down for a base hit. 1 run is home. Chapman will score as well. It is 6-2.
Danny Jansen, the batter against Martinez. With runners at first and second. Weak ground ball to the right side, circled by Marte. He'll funnel it up. Snap and throw, then gets away from the first baseman. Here comes Merrifield. He'll score.
And it is all unraveling on the D-backs right now as the Blue Jays now lead 7-2.
And the Blue Jays have batted around. Here's Kiermaier, who led off this inning with a double off the wall in left center. And the Blue Jays send 10 men to the plate in the 7th. They get 5 across to take a 7-2 lead.
And that's ball 4, and that will load the bases and bring up Whit Merrifield.
Pops it up, very short left. Corbin Carroll makes the trademark Corbin Carroll sliding grab and saved a couple of runs right there.
Jay Jackson is on to work this in. And a slider catches the outside corner for strike 3 called, much to the dismay of Canzone. Gabriel Moreno, who homered his last time up, and that'll do it. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Jackson to finish it off as the Blue Jays come out of the All-Star break with a victory that started with a Guerrero home run. Berríos pitched well. The bullpen did its job.